Greetings, people of the internet. This is Scott with CircWorks, and this is Fan Art Friday. And Happy New Year, everyone. It's 2015, so I thought it'd be cool to, since it is 2015, to do a little drawing of Marty McFly from Back to the Future 2 when he goes to the year 2015, and it's exactly like it is now. Isn't that amazing? Not really. No, we don't have flying cars, and we don't really have hoverboards. I mean, they had that one that was like the Kickstarter thing, but it's not really, it's not the same as like you would see in the movie. I mean, it's not something that you would find at a Kmart or mass produced or anything like that. I think it can only go over, I think it's like super heavy, and it can only go over like aluminum or something like that. So, yeah, it's not the same. And yeah, we really don't. Fax machines aren't really as prevalent as we thought they were going to be back in 1985 in the future. But still, I do love that movie. It's, I mean, I guess, it's probably not. It's definitely not as good as the original Back to the Future, and I think I may like 3 a little more than 2, but as far as, I don't know, as far as story-wise and stuff like that, but I don't know, I think just that vision of the future kind of made up for all that, but that's just me. I guess I want to apologize for last Friday I didn't get a video up. I was just kind of, busy with the holidays and everything like that, so I did throw up this on, I think Monday. I threw up a sketch similar to what I'm doing here, but it was a original kind of mechbot sketch. So yeah, so obviously with the new year, I start to kind of think back on the past year and look towards the new year and everything. And I've been working on a blog post, and I'll probably talk about a lot of the stuff in the blog post on like a 100 Days of Making Comics or something like that too. But I always you'll have to excuse me, my throat is like bad. Hold on, let me take a drink here. Hopefully that'll help. My throat's a little scratchy. Hopefully I'm not getting sick. But yeah, every year I usually write like a blog post, and I look back at the previous year. I set some goals and things like that, and for me it's a good way, because when you put stuff out there on the internet or the blogosphere or whatever, it's a good way. It's so easy just to look back, go through your archives and look back at what your goals were at any given time and make sure you're on track for those. And it also kind of helps to hold you accountable, because, typically you make New Year's resolutions or whatever, and it's like, oh, I'm going to lose weight, or I'm going to quit smoking, or, donate more time to charity or something like that. And because typically it's just something you say to yourself. It's like an affirmation. It's a lot of times those those go unfulfilled. But I think if you set goals and things like that, and you kind of put it out there where other people, and I don't know how many people are going to read that blog post, but even if they don't, I mean it's out there, so it kind of makes it a little more permanent. And it's just helpful to me to, if I say something and I state it and put it out there, then it's easier for me to try to accomplish those. So I think I did pretty good in accomplishing my goals last year. And I don't know, I probably won't go into all that on this Fan Art Friday video, but Yeah, so a lot of my goals for this year are similar to last year, just continuing on what what I've been doing. And a lot of that is just all has to do with kind of presenting CircWorks, which is, my company, but it's also sort of a brand that I've been trying to build. Um, and I'm going to start doing some new videos that concentrate a little bit more on that and let people in on what that is, and hopefully people will be interested in that, or as hopefully somewhat interested. I know a lot of people just check out. I mean, I think with YouTube, there's a lot of people that, I mean, you interact with, and there's a really cool community, and I think a lot of those people are generally interested in what we all do. Some people, like say Kevin Cross or whatever, who started the 100 Days of Comics. He's kind of got that whole punk rock vibe, and that's kind of his passion, and that shows through his arts. Me, I like to do sci-fi, kind of more, I don't know, more cute, friendly type. Not always, but robots and aliens and zombies and stuff like that. So I mean, everyone's kind of got their own little thing, but I want more people to know. I guess I want, when they think of me, and it's kind of weird saying this while I'm doing doing a fan art piece, but I want them to, when they think of me, I want them to think, oh, he's the guy that does the robots and the zombies and the evil genius stuff. And so next year I'm gonna concentrate a little more on that. So I don't know what that means for Fan Art Friday. I mean, for now, I don't have any plans to stop doing it. If I can find a way to do something that's just as cool, that will serve the same audience that like this stuff, that's also that also also ties into my brand a little more and everything, then I might do that. So that I'm still trying to figure out. But once I start doing the CircWorks Art Labs series, which is the one that I've been talking about, and I've kind of got a target date set that I want to launch it, and that's all in the blog post and everything. But as I've still got a lot of prep and stuff to do for it, and not that there's a ton of not that this is going to be like super high production. But there's some initial setup I want to do, and then as time goes on, I'd like to improve on it and everything. But starting off, there's a certain kind of standard I want to do that's a little more than what I've been doing with my videos, and I'd like to keep gradually adding more and more, assuming that more people watch it. And it's, sorry about that, my monitor shut off. It's the more people watch it, and that will justify investing more time into it. So, but yeah, so that's the main thing, is just the CircWorks Art Labs, and what that all is, and once I start doing these other shows, it's gonna I plan to have little like fake commercials for some of my different products and things like that, and everything will revolve around the whole mad scientist factory, evil genius supply store theme that I'm going for. So we'll see how that affects this Fan Art Friday thing, but because this is fun stuff to do too. But it's not like I kind of started doing the Fan Art Fridays because I figured, well, this will get some more eyes on my stuff. But it seems like if I just do like an original drawing, like some robots or something like that, they usually get about the same amount of views as something like this. So I don't know, maybe it's not really, maybe people maybe they are checking it out just as much for me as they are for um, what the content is, who what the whatever pop culture character I'm doing is. So to me it seems like, I don't know, like people might tell me otherwise, but it doesn't seem like I have like a particular style that people can just look at and say, "Oh yeah, that's Scott Circlin stuff." I could be wrong. I think it's more like themes and the kind of stuff I like to draw. But I could be wrong. It's hard. Maybe I don't know if it's the same for everyone, but it's hard for it's easy for me to look at somebody else's stuff and say, "Oh yeah, they've got a certain style." I can tell, you know, I can tell it's them. But with me, I don't. Maybe I'm just too close to it, or I don't know. But it doesn't, to me, it doesn't seem like I have that much of an identifiable style. Um, because I think I do things a little differently depending on what the piece is and everything. Like, my, this type of stuff, it's a little different. This is a little more cartoony than maybe my comic book. And then, I don't know. And I've experimented with different types of extremes as far as, you know, body types and things like that. And but I don't know, maybe people can recognize different pieces. Like if I was to set a few things side by side, maybe they can tell that it's the same artist. I don't know. But anyway, so I think it's more, to me it's more just creating a brand around everything more than a style. Whereas I think there's certain artists where you can just look at them and say, even if they are drawing, pop culture stuff, even if that is all that they do, and sometimes you can just tell who it is. You can say, oh, I'm trying to think of certain people. I don't know. Like maybe like a Scotty Young or somebody that has a definite style. Like if he's drawing, whatever, or even like, I don't know, like Jake Parker's another one. I can kind of pick up usually I can look at something like him and notice that it's him. Or like there's another artist that I follow, Otis Frampton. He does a lot of pop culture type stuff too, but I can look at his stuff and it's definitely doesn't matter what it is. I can tell that that it's him, because no matter what he's doing, it has a certain look to it. And and he's got his own original stuff too. He's got a comic book out right now, and it follows that same look. Whereas I don't know, with me, I just don't know if I have that. So it's important for me to wrap everything up within this brand. And certain things fit into it more than others, so I'll just have to see, as I go, what's working and what's not. Sorry, am I out of frame? Sorry about that. So I don't know. I was contemplating maybe coloring this thing with the Copic markers, but I don't know. It just depends how much time I have. Lately, every video I've done, I'll go and I'll delete a bunch of stuff off my phone, and it doesn't seem to matter, because it seems like I never have enough time. Like if I give myself an hour to do one of these, my phone usually always cuts off, like probably about 5 or 10 minutes right before I'm at that hour mark, where I'm about to wrap up. And then I have to upload everything on the phone, onto the computer, and then go back and film some more, and it's kind of a hassle. Well, actually, maybe I will color this, because I've only been going for almost 15 minutes now, and and I'm almost hold on. Anytime I'm trying to do like straight lines or something, I gotta concentrate a little more on. Give me a minute here. That gets wobbly like that. I shouldn't have done that. I could do these with the ruler, but I don't know. Maybe I'm lazy, but sometimes it's just like, oh, rather than I've got the brush in my hand, maybe I'll just see how well I can do it without the ruler. You know, these are just, you know, sketches anyway. These aren't, you know, anything, you know, super, this isn't high art or anything. But, oh, what was I saying? I got sidetracked there. Maybe it'll come back to me. That's a problem with doing these things live. I was talking about time, yeah, so coloring and the other thing I was thinking I might, you know, like one thing I want to do is more shorter videos because I really appreciate all the people that watch these videos, that stick with them. And I don't know, when YouTube, you know, you look and you see how many views and things you got, but I don't know how many of those are just people. Because I think even if you watch like half of it, it'll still register as a view. Or even if you start watching it and turn it off, it probably registers as a view. So I don't know how many people watch these things all the way through, these hour-long videos of me talking and drawing. And if you do, I appreciate it. But I need to start doing some more, you know, shorter content for people that just don't have that amount of time. And I know what that's like because I don't have a lot of time because I'm always like drawing. Like I don't have time to watch movies or play games and things like that. But I usually have time for these videos because I can have them on while I'm drawing. And that's what I think that's what a lot of people that watch these are doing. There are other artists who are drawing or doing whatever while they're watching these. But, you know, not everyone's in that position, you know. So I would definitely want to start doing some more content that's a little shorter. So, I mean, I could cut this short, you know, and just do the ink and leave it at around, you know, 20, 25 minutes. But since I've kind of got in a habit on these particular Fan Art Fridays of doing it a certain way, maybe I'll just keep going and adding some color to it as well. Well, I got to I'm looking at trying to find a reference for this hoverboard. Okay. Just like, hold on. Let's see. Sorry about that. I'm just being a little quiet while I'm looking at references and stuff. But, you know, one of the things I want to try to do in the new year's is continue to or post more often on not just YouTube, but other social networks and everything like that. And, you know, do more daily sketches. I'm going to take another drink. All right, so he's pretty much done. I'm going to go ahead and do the outlines that I always do. Kind of pop them out a little more. But so the blog post I have, I've kind of laid out a lot of my goals, but on some of them I've put like timelines for certain things, but I haven't done that with everything. So that's something I want to do. I don't. The blog post is already pretty long, and I don't know if anyone's gonna read it. And it's not up yet. If you're watching this like close to the time I post it, I'll probably post in a couple days. Probably by Monday or so. I gotta have my girlfriend look it over because my spelling and grammar is horrendous. So that's why I don't do a lot of blog posts. It's just really difficult for me. I wish I could just like rattle off my thoughts and just in words and type those out. But for one, I'm a real slow typist and everything, and it's hard for me to figure out exactly what I want to say. So it always takes a long time to do that. It's much more easy, even though I'm kind of the same when I do these videos I ramble on about, but I don't know, it's a little more comfortable for me just to talk on a video than it is to type everything out. But anyway, so I've her kind of look that over, and I got to find some photos and stuff that go along with it. I'll post that, and then, but what I have to do is I have to take those goals and kind of put a timeline to certain things. Like as far as posting more often, I want to like just get a calendar and write down, actually write down all the different things like a week, like today, or like say, I don't know. One of the things I want to do is do a new CircWorks print, and if you don't really know what that is, it's just the prints and things that I do. They're all on my web store. They're all retro, future, sci-fi stuff, and they're a lot of graphic design, illustration and stuff like that. It's not as much of the comic book stuff or the sketchy cut and stuff that you guys are probably familiar with me doing if this is all you watch. But anyway, I want to get some more of those prints, and these are the stuff that I sell at shows and everything like that, and I want to do one of those a month. So I want to obviously write that down on my calendar, and I've on my Evernote app, I've written down I've just got tons of ideas for all these different prints I want to do, so that, and also write down what really my goals are for getting the Young and the Dead comic book done. Put in the calendar different, certain times I should send out promotions to get, to my freelance clients and to try to get additional clients, all that kind of stuff. It's because, I get caught up in just working and doing things, and I really think I need more of a game plan. I did pretty well last year, just having that basic framework of these are the things I need to get done. But it's always more effective if you have a time frame when to get those done. I'm not going to post all that stuff, but I'll have it, with me personally that I can look at, and hopefully that'll help. If every day if I can just, even if I don't follow it, because if I lay out a whole calendar for like a year of these are the things that I want to do that I need to get done at this month or this day or whatever, and that probably will change over the course of a year, but it's all digital. I can move things around or whatever if I'm starting to go a different direction or whatever. I don't know if any of this makes sense. Again, part of this is just me thinking out loud to myself what I need to do, but yeah, I'm always curious if, other artists or whatever you guys do, what are some of the ways that you make your goals, and what works for you as far as following up and making sure that you achieve those goals? And what are some of your goals, There's a lot of artists out there that I follow that I'm curious what they're planning on doing in the the year ahead. That's kind of like what I was saying. If you put that out there, and if I'm like, oh, I know so and so is planning on getting this comic book done, and then I'm waiting for that, so that's more of an incentive for that person to get the comic book done. So. All right. I don't know. I think you could tell that that's Marty. Not probably not the perfect representation, but it seems to work. All right. All right, like 25 minutes, so maybe just a little on his hair here. Pop that out a little more. All right. Well, maybe I will start to add some color to it. Let me wash off my rinse off my brush here so the ink doesn't get caked on. So if I don't know how long this is going to take me to color this guy in. There's a lot of different colors on this one. You've got Marty, and there's a lot of colors on the hoverboard and everything. So if I get close to an hour and I'm not quite done, I'll just shut it off, or my phone will shut it off for me when I run out of memory on it, and then I'll just come back with the finished product. But might as well just start off and get my markers out. So I guess I'll work with the skin tones first. Let's see what we got here. Find a scratch piece of paper. You can tell I'm not really prepared. Yeah, my drawing area is getting more cramped because I just bought a tablet monitor. Well, I've had it for a while, but I had it for about a month now. But I haven't really used it so much. But it does take up space on my desk. So that's one thing I've got. Stuff to extend my desk, like to build onto it, because this desk that I work on, the computer desk, I built it myself a while back, but I haven't. And I've got pieces to add on to it, but I haven't. I just haven't had a chance to do that yet. So we'll see. Hopefully, that's one goal that keeps carrying on from year to year. I keep wanting to get to it, but I haven't. So it's one of those, and it's not. Certain goals that I set aren't. Are lower priority. Like I can get away without having more desk space and things like that. There's certain things that are, I'm more apt to work on because it's just bigger, just more of a priority. So, with those things, those are the things that always seem not to get done, and then I just carry it over to the next year, and then it doesn't get done that year either. But like all the stuff's out in my garage. I took it all out. I got all my tools and stuff ready to do it. And it probably, to be honest, I could probably do it in the weekend, but it doesn't seem like I've had a weekend really. this is any darker than that. Maybe a little bit. Let's see. Yeah, it doesn't. This color doesn't seem much darker than that one. I don't know why. That's the thing. I bought these as a set, and I wish they would have. They give me some markers that are almost exactly the same color, and I wish they would have gave me a different color so I have more to choose from. Probably a little darker than his actual skin is, you know, he's pretty fair skinned, but, you know. Let's see. All right. What about, let's move on to his hair. Yeah, I don't have a lot of browns either. Let's see. Pretty decent. Wish I had one that was a little, well, maybe. Oh, that's perfect. I think I'll start with that. This was the same one I was using for like under his neck here, where there's a little more shadows. So yeah, also I say this all the time, but if you guys have any suggestions of you know, any characters or anything you want to see me do a Fan Art Friday sketch of, please let me know. I'm always looking. It seems like I don't have anything planned until I start doing these. Yeah, I was trying to think. Well, what goes good with, like, you know, New Year's? Because the last one I did was like a Christmas one. So I was thinking, what goes good with like New Year's? And I couldn't. This is what I came up with. So yeah, I was toying with what else would I like to do? I thought about doing like Shogun Warriors, or I've been watching that show Over the Garden Wall, and I thought about doing some characters from that. But then I decided those characters are so cartoony that, again, I don't know that I could add much to the style other than just draw them pretty much like they are in the cartoon, which a lot of times I think the Rankin and Bass, I guess they look pretty close, but there's a little difference because it's I take another drink. It's you know, one is like stop motion, like puppets or armatures or whatever you want to call them, and then the other, you know, when I did it was line art. So there'll be a little difference in style there. Okay, let me see what we got. So his jacket is, yeah, it's funny, his jacket, like from the clothes he wore on the first Back to the Future, he kind of had the orange, kind of reddish orange, they called it a life preserver because it was like a vest. And then you know, he had a shirt under that. It's almost the same color scheme as this jacket that he's wearing in Back to the Future too. I wonder if that was intentional. It's almost like the same clothes, it just one's a little more futuristic. All right, let's see here. So we've kind of got a gray here. So I guess this whole sleeve's right here are gray. Well, since obviously his shoes have a lot of gray in them too, I guess I could just go ahead and fill those in. I'm just looking for a good shot of it, good reference shot of his shoes. Man, hold on. Oh, there's one. Okay. I've got my Windows, my Google image search open as I'm drawing this so I can get the color somewhat correct. Okay, I don't think I have a really dark gray. This might be the darkest one I have. I've got other markers, which I probably have a dark gray in those. My Pantone markers, but I don't know if I want to take the time to go dig through those or not. So, let's see. This is going to be the hard part. His vest is sort of an orangish red. I don't know if I have anything. I mean, I could go with that. It's still a little more orangey. Let's see what this one looks like. Oh, that's pretty good. Yeah, that's really good. I don't know if I get it. I just need to find something that can complement that for a shadow. That's, again, that's almost the same color. Alright, let me try this. Yeah, so that's pretty orange, but I think if I add this other color, yeah, that should do the trick. A little more red there. And what color is this? So a shirt under that is really red. This might be a little too red. We'll see. All right. And let's see his pants. Anything. This is a pretty good blue jean color there. But that should work. I don't know if I have anything a little lighter though. Maybe I'll try this. It's a little. Seems like this one might be running low on ink. I don't remember using this one any more than some of my other colors. I probably use a lot for like the cooler stuff, like when I was doing snow monster guy, the Bumble from Rankin and Bass. Okay. I think the shoes kind of light up a little bit too on the bottom. Yeah, I need a darker gray. Hold on one second. Okay, I got my other markers, these old Pantone Tria markers, which I should use more often because they're still got ink in them, and I've also have, you know, at the colors actually. Now that I'm doing this, colors look a little different, even though these are both cool grays. The Pantone ones are, they seem just a little warmer. I don't know. I don't know if that's a big deal. But yeah, I've got a lot of these, and I've also got refills for a bunch of these too. So they just, I don't know, they don't have the same like tip as the Copic ones. He's got his undershirt poking through there. All right, now for the bright stuff. Got to do this hoverboard. Let's see. It's hot pink. I don't know if I have a hot pink. Ooh, that's way too bright. Well, maybe it's not. I don't know if I like the color. That might be kind of close, but I don't know if I like it. Let me see. It's a little, yeah, I don't have enough ink on that one, I don't think. Let's see what this one looks like. That's way too, yeah, I don't like that either. Yeah, maybe it's just me. Maybe I just don't like those really, really bright colors, but I guess that's close to the color it is. All right, let's see. There's so much going on here. What else we got? Then there's more of a regular pink in back. yellow in it. And some green, some very 80s colors for a futuristic board. But, you know, styles loop back around. There was that, in the movie, there was actually that 80s cafe, so it was probably, makes sense that there's like a resurgence of 80s style. Which that might, I don't know. I don't know if there's, I'm trying to think. I don't keep that much up on style, but I wonder if that might actually be somewhat true as far as if we're, I mean, I know like my kids, you know, are into some of the 80s music and stuff like that. So I might, you know, that might be one of the things that's a little bit true about 2015. Got the little Mattel logo, which is I'm just gonna represent with a little dot. I just want to find the right red, which I don't know if I have. Yeah, that's a little better. So I just need to add some shadows here. I don't know. Yeah, it's really hard to find the right shadow for that hot pink. I don't know if that's going to look right. If I go over it with, try to blend some of these in. I don't know. I don't know if I'm digging as much as is it when it was just the black and white, but oh well. It's just with all these colors, I still feel limited to, you know, what I can do. Let's see. I wish I had a little darker, still a darker gray than those for the jacket, but I don't know. Guess that might do it. I mean, this is just a little sketch. I guess I'm being too critical of it, so hold on. Well, I guess I'm going to call this one done. I just need to sign my name. Where's my brush? Gotta get my brush out. And I think this is going to be the first time I've signed 2015 on picture. So this is, I did a little sketch before just in my sketchbook, but it wasn't really anything, and I didn't really sign it. So this is sort of the first, I guess, official drawing of 2015, and I guess that's, I almost put 14, apropos, since it is Marty. So on his hoverboard in the year 2015. So that'll about do it for another episode of Fan Art Friday. And I am Scott with CircWorks, and yeah, send me your requests, anything you'd like to see me work on, as far as fan art drawings or anything really. Just let me know. And so until next Friday, I'll probably see you guys. I'll probably post something before then, but as far as the fan art stuff goes, I will see you next Friday. Be sure to, if you do dig this, hit the like button, comment, let me know what you think. If you aren't subscribed, that'd be a cool thing to do. if you're so inclined, if it's something, if you like the content, you want to see more, then go ahead and click that subscribe. But other than that, I guess I'll see you guys later, and that is all.